What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Isaac of the Dead. We are back with another video. We are going to react to the new Dune trailer, Dune Part 3 official trailer. Now, I'm a fan of Dune. I have been since they released the new movies, and I've been gradually trying to read that first book. It is kind of a tough read, but I understand the lore. I've done my research, and I can definitively say that I think I am well versed enough in Dune lore that I understand what is happening in the Dune universe. But we're going to check out Dune Part 3 because I've really liked those first two movies. They're not perfect in terms of accuracy to the lore, but nonetheless, I'm here for it. So let's see what we got to work with.
You promised me that you would never take power in your name. You convinced me that this was your home. That I was your home.
What do you know about me?
So there are reports coming out that the movie's going to start with Paul's Jihad, which I'm really excited to see because they kind of, whenever you go from Dune to Dune Messiah, it's like a 15-year time jump, and Paul's Jihad happens in that time period. And I was worried that when this movie came out, or when it's going to come out, that we're not going to see the Paul's Jihad, but it looks like we're actually going to open the film up with Paul's Jihad, which I'm really excited to see because it's a devastating war that Paul Atreides, inflicts on the universe. And I don't know, based on what I've seen so far between all the trailers and the news reports and all that, there's like small fragments of like Dune Messiah and parts of Dune and Children of Dune in here. Like they're kind of melding a lot of different ideas from 3 books into this. So I don't know what this movie's going to look like. I know it's mostly based on Dune Messiah, but seeing that there's parts of like Children of Dune and the original Dune novel, I feel like there's a mix mash of ideas. Now, I sympathize with the purists, and I get it. Just want a lore accurate story. I get it. But I am like open-minded to see what this story would look like. And I know purists are going to be angry, but we'll see how it plays out, you know?
You've conquered the galaxy. You've destroyed thousands of worlds.
Oof.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think you're
Nice judo throw.
Why are you here?
to deliver a peace proposal.
Peace is a good thing. Why should I refuse?
Because it's meant to destroy you.
So, spoiler warning. I don't mean to ruin the movie for some of y'all. If you're confused as to why Jason Momoa was back here because he dies, he's Duncan Idaho, and Duncan Idaho dies in Dune 1. So, spoiler warning, sorry. Duncan Idaho dies. That is a Gola. That is a Gola from the Talaxu, the Bene Talax. The Bene Talax use DNA to basically, they're DNA manipulative people. So basically they took like a single drop of Duncan Idaho's blood, I think, to create a Gola. It's kind of like a clone, but not really. The one thing that they can't do is the eyes. So his eyes are genetically engineered. They're different. So it's not an exact clone of Duncan Idaho, but it's pretty damn close. And the Talaxu use Duncan Idaho's Gola to try and sway Paul Atreides and manipulate him politically. That is. And I think we could see here Arrakis with the vast oceans that were fulfilled by Paul's prophecy. Yeah.
Plan to strike the core of Imperial power.
You intend to kill Paul?
Regime change.
I think that was supposed to be, that was Robert Pattinson, but I think he's Talaxu. I think those are the Talax.
You intend to kill Paul?
Yeah, I think that looks like Bene Gesserit, but I think Robert Pattinson's supposed to play somebody from the Bene Talax.
Regime change.
Idiot. You've just signed our death warrants.
I found someone. The future has a way of talking to me. But I can't see what's ahead.
How does it feel to be human like everyone else, Paul Atreides?
You have no fear, do you?
There's a Leah Atreides.
You sound like an Atreides.
I've been told I was one.
Forgive me for all I've done.
Comes out in December. Okay. Well, I still have faith this movie's going to be good. Or at least enjoyable. I wouldn't say, like, there's a lot of comments if we scroll down. Paul now looking like he's cooking his own spice in an old RV. There's some good comments. But like this one right here, for example, completing a movie trilogy of this magnitude within 5 years is insane. Look, we had Lord of the Rings completed in less time, or I guess I don't want to say less time, but we had Lord of the Rings 2001, 2002, 2003 back to back each year, and it was the greatest trilogy of all time. So I get the hype. I do. Denis just straight up giving us a trilogy without waiting an eternity for that. He has my water belongs to him. I get it. I get the hype. But I have some problems. One of them particularly is Chani and Zendaya. Zendaya is not a good actress, okay? She's just not. She is stuck playing Zendaya in all of her movies. And so her portrayal of Chani is, I'm not a huge fan of it. And not to mention the changes to Chani's character makes it kind of complicated. Particularly at the end of Dune Part 2, the complications that arise from Chani not being on Paul's side complicates the story a lot. Because if she is not 100% involved with Paul, then I don't want to spoil it. I really don't want to spoil it, but essentially, Princess Irulan being the wife legally to Paul Atreides, and they're married through just as a political alliance. Chani has a problem with that, obviously, but it's Irulan who's plotting against Chani and Paul to basically what's it called? Like trying to poison her, like trying to nullify her pregnancy or something. I can't remember. It's how to explain it, but without spoiling it as well. But essentially, if Chani is not on board with Paul, which I think in the first half of the movie, it'll be more like she doesn't like what Paul's doing, but eventually she gets on board with him. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this movie. I really don't. But that's one thing that I'm like not a big fan of, was Chani's change in character. And on top of that, we see very little of the Spacing Guild. There's very little we see of the Tleilaxu in this trailer, aside from Robert Pattinson, I believe. There's a lot of like small like details and characters that are left out, and the fact that we're doing a Dune Part 3 instead of a Dune Messiah, because we're taking ideas from Children of Dune and Dune Messiah and the first Dune to just make a third movie in a trilogy and conclude the trilogy, which I'm okay with. But I'm not going to sit here and say that it's going to be the greatest trilogy ever. In fact, the ending may be disappointing based on what happens to Paul Atreides. And the future of Dune kind of relies on that. And I don't know if they're going to do a TV show or if they're going to do something, but essentially Paul leaves and Paul's children become the new focal point of the series. So you could call this the Paul Atreides Dune trilogy, but at some point, either Paul's going to have to come back, or I don't know how they're going to do this. I really don't know how they're going to do this, because Paul's like story arc doesn't really even conclude until Children of Dune. Again, I am willing to be optimistic, and I can wait and see what what Denis Villeneuve and what these movies are going to provide. But until then, I will remain optimistic. But let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in another video very soon.